Smoke and fire were first spotted among the scaffolding around 6:30 p.m.
Parce qu'on a des images à l'instant de Notre-Dame à Paris.
Uno de los símbolos más grandes de la fe católica y de París está en
لمئة عام من التاريخ والقيمة الأثرية.
Le 15 avril 2019.
On April the 15th, 2019, the Notre-Dame Cathedral caught fire.
Ce fut à la fois
It was a major catastrophe and is now perhaps also a great sign of hope.
Cet incendie a montré que
This fire has shown that not only the French,
les catholiques,
the Parisians,
mais aussi
the Catholics, but the entire world
tournés vers
was watching Notre-Dame.
C'est peut-être ça.
And this may very well be the miracle.
Je suis Monseigneur Patrick Chauvet.
I am Bishop Patrick Chauvet. I've been the rector archpriest of the Notre-Dame Cathedral for the past 3 years. I remember 40 years ago when I was ordained here, and for the past 3 years, I've really enjoyed it. My world changed radically. I say it half jokingly, but I've sort of become the rector-erector of the cathedral. I was so happy in my cathedral. People felt good. We were happy. We were safe. My first reaction was to ask why, Lord. When the cathedral was doing so well, everything was fine. Why?
C'est lorsque je suis arrivé sur la place Saint-Michel que j'ai vu.
It's when I arrived nearby that I saw this prodigious spectacle. The flames on the roof were heading towards the towers, and there were thousands and thousands of people on the sidewalks, in the streets. Everyone was paralyzed.
Le chantier commence.
The construction starts in the early 1160s. Maurice de Sully, an extremely active bishop, ignites this gigantic project, the building of a new cathedral. This work really is a prowess. It is at this moment that we see the rise of what we now call the Gothic style. And around 1350, the construction comes to an end with the flying buttresses covering the back, the apse of the cathedral.
Au début des années 1840, on décide
In the early
de
1840s,
faire une
the
grande
state decides to renovate
opération
Notre Dame.
concernant Notre-Dame de Paris.
The construction
Le chantier
begins in
commence au début des
1845
années
with a team of two
1845
architects,
avec une équipe
Lassus and
Lassus
Viollet-le-Duc.
et Viollet-le-Duc. Cette restauration va d'abord s'attacher à
For the outer
reprendre
parts of the
les façades
cathedral,
et
the
pour
refurbishment is centered on the facade,
refaire,
the
la
crest of the
crête
roof,
de la toiture
and the
et
spire.
la flèche. Notre-Dame est devenue une sorte
Notre Dame
d'aimant
has become
qui
a magnet
attire,
that attracts
les
tourists
visiteurs,
from all over the world
internationaux
as soon as they
qui arrivent
arrive
à
in
Paris.
Paris.
De mon bureau, j'ai une vue sur la cathédrale de Notre-Dame et j'étais en
I can see the cathedral directly from the windows in my office. I was in a meeting with my team when we saw the first smoke coming out of the roof. My first reaction was, it's impossible. It can't be burning. For me, the cathedral is a grand old lady. It's such a magnificent, such an emblematic monument of our history that it could never be in such danger.
Saving Notre Dame
was like saving lives. If Notre Dame had been destroyed, Paris wouldn't be Paris anymore. No one can fully understand Paris without seeing Notre Dame, without feeling the emotions that looking at the cathedral creates. I believe that this is very strong. It's beautiful. The beauty really shakes you. It's the proportions, the volume, the details. All of this, it moves you. And whether or not someone is a believer, it is the work of men, women, artists, craftsmen that have come together to create this beauty, to bring to life this absolutely exceptional monument.
Comme pratiquement tous les Français,
as practically all of France, and even much further, I am immensely sad. I hope that we will be able to save this absolute masterpiece of humankind.
Je suis donc le général Georges Lain, je vais présider.
I am General Georges Lain. I will be heading the public body in charge of restoring Notre Dame after the fire. I am President Macron's special representative for this mission.
Cette mission de restauration de Notre-Dame après l'incendie.
The most visible damage to the cathedral is that the roof and the framework are gone. When the spire fell, it pierced the vault in the two first bays of the nave, and in the transept, where the greater part of the spire collapsed. All the walls of the cathedral are still standing, the flying buttresses are still there, the Cavaillé-Coll organ, which is one of the most beautiful and powerful in the world, remains intact. The first thing we did during the first 2 months was urgently to shore up the cathedral. We installed wooden arches to support the flying buttresses, and we immediately removed the stained glass. All of this was done very quickly. It was a fight against time to prevent the cathedral from collapsing. One very challenging step will be to dismantle the scaffolding that had been installed around the spire for the previous restoration project. Then we'll have to perform an extensive diagnostic of the cathedral. And it's only when this diagnostic is complete that we'll know the extent of the work required to restore the cathedral. The restoration will be financed by national and international contributions that have, to this day, generated over $1 billion. Our ambition is to rebuild. It is to restore Notre Dame. We want to make its beauty shine again. We want to give back to Paris and to the rest of humanity this absolute wonder of Gothic art. We will do everything possible to achieve that within the next 5 years.
I will change a bit. I have changed. After such an event, you know, a person changes.
Pourquoi? Est-ce que ça a un sens?
But why? What does it mean? Maybe the Lord is telling me, you preach a lot about trust and abandonment. Now it's your turn to experience it. You know, preachers, we always use fine-sounding words. From time to time, those words have to reach us too. We must convert as well.
Que j'aurai peut-être une réponse quand je serai au ciel.
Maybe I'll find the answer when I get to heaven. Maybe the Lord will tell me why. You see, 5 months later, I think there already are a few answers. When I get up there, I'll be so happy. I won't have any questions left. I won't have any questions left because I'll know all the answers. And in those answers, there will surely be love.